Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Dr. Angel Storm. Thanks again for joining me. Today I want to clear up something that seems to confuse a lot of people, the difference between the silent treatment and going no contact. Actually, I had somebody message me or write a comment on one of my videos where I talked about how to go no contact with a narcissist, and they said, I know what it's like to experience the silent treatment. Why would you ask me to do that to somebody else, even if they are a narcissist? And the difference here is you're not understanding the difference between silent treatment and going no contact. The silent treatment is one of the tactics that narcissists will use, and actually people who are unhealthy, who don't understand how to communicate well, they'll use the silent treatment as a way to punish, as a way to control, to manipulate, to essentially get what they want, right? And unhealthy people will do this, or people who are not, they're not developed enough to be aware of how to handle conflict in a healthy manner. They'll use the silent treatment. So it's not just narcissists, but narcissists do use it as a form of their abuse, to control, to manipulate, to isolate. And especially when they know that if your love language is like, quality time or things like that, they'll pull back. It's not just that they're not giving you their words, they're not giving you their time, their emotion. They, again, are energy vampires, and narcissists are very aware of how to direct their energy. We see this in the overall cycle of narcissistic abuse. Of the love bombing phase, they know how to direct their energy and to channel it, over the top. And we see this in the devaluation phase as well, where the narcissists start using silent treatment and other things like name calling or put downs to direct the energy in a negative way. So now you start feeling negative energy. And finally, when you get to the discard phase, after the devaluation phase, where they leave you alone, this is really where the silent treatment and kicks up on the narcissist end, and oftentimes they'll use the flying monkeys to do hoovering and things like that in between this break period, if you will, before the love bombing phase starts all over again. So this is a, first of all, silent treatment is a tactic that's used by the narcissist and done so on purpose to channel energy, to withdraw energy. And it's not just that they're not giving you their words. Again, this is that they're not giving you their time, their energy. They're not feeding the emotional part of you that is needing validation, or the feeling of security, or whatever it is from the narcissist. The narcissist knows that they're withdrawing that and just shutting off the energy that's going to you. So number one, the silent treatment is a tactic, and it's used on purpose to stop the flow of energy between the narcissist and their victim. Going no contact is exactly the way to combat this tactic. You need to go no contact, and I've said this many times before. If you are not legally bound by law, to keep in contact with a narcissist, you should go no contact. It's the absolute healthiest thing that you can possibly do for yourself. Yep, I understand that there's a whole bunch of in-between scenarios where you don't want to you don't want to go no contact, you don't want to cut ties completely, and things like that. But then you need to realize that it's going to be extremely difficult, and you're going to need to have very strong boundaries, a very strong support system, and extremely strong resolve when you're dealing with a narcissist in those situations. So if you go no contact, this is not a control mechanism. This is not a tactic to get the narcissist to do what you want. This is saying, I have had enough. I need to separate myself from you, and this is permanent. This is not in 6 months when I'm feeling lonely and I have no supply, I'm going to come back. This is not a control tactic. This is not a manipulation technique. You are actually saying, this is what's healthy for myself, and I'm channeling my energy somewhere else as well now, permanently. Not in an attempt to try to get the narcissist to do whatever it is that you want them to do, but to build the life that you know you need to build, either for yourself, for your kids, for your future generations, whatever. You need to get out of that situation. And so you're taking control and you're taking your energy and just shutting it off from the narcissist completely and permanently. Again, this isn't because you want something from them, it's because you want to give something to yourself. I understand that this can be a hard or a difficult concept for a lot of empaths to get a hold of, right? They can't understand how you could do that to somebody, why you would want to do that to somebody, but this is because, one, they don't understand their gift. Number two, they have gotten so used to toxic environments that is now their norm, and so they make excuses for why their norm is toxic and why we should continue to perpetuate the norm. And number three, sometimes there's still religious precepts that have been planted into people where they think like that's not Christ-like or whatever, and you have to turn the other cheek and things like that. No one, by the way, was made to be a doormat. That's nobody's purpose in life. You need to understand what your purpose in life is, because that is the first thing that you should be accountable to. You should know who you are and what you're here to do. That is the first thing that you are accountable on earth to do. It isn't to make sure that somebody else feels nice about themselves while they're treating you horribly, and then you just stay in that toxic environment because that's what you were supposed to do. Nobody's destiny is that. If that is how you are thinking about yourself, about your life, about your reason for being on this earth, you are not seeing clearly. And a lot of people who suffer from narcissistic abuse cannot see clearly. They need help navigating how to get out of this situation so that they can get far enough away, there's enough distance between them and the narcissist, that they can start seeing things clearly again. This is very common. I've yet to see this not happen. Every single one of my clients that I've worked with has needed to do this, has needed to put distance between them and the narcissist. I'm talking about not just physical distance. Again, no contact is not just I'm not going to call, or I'm not going to text, or I'm not going to respond to their emails or check or whatever. It's also that I'm not going to check on them on social media. I'm not going to follow them anymore. I'm not following their best friend. I'm not, doing all of this stuff. I'm not driving past their house or whatever. You have gone no contact emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically. Every dimension of you has gone no contact with the narcissist. That's no contact. No contact is not the silent treatment. The silent treatment is I'm taking away my words, which direct the form of my energy, for the specific reason of getting you to do something that I want you to do. No contact is saying I'm shutting off every single realm of my life to you. You do not have access here anymore. And I'm taking that energy and I'm channeling it into my life. I'm channeling it into what is best for me and everything that I'm in charge of, everything that I'm supposed to be here taking care of. So I hope this helps you understand the difference between the silent treatment and going no contact. They're not the same thing. One is a manipulation tactic, one is a lifestyle change. They're very different in terms of their motivation, in terms of their length of time, like the duration that they last, and in terms of the overall effectiveness of why they're being used. If you go no contact, you're not saying I'm giving the narcissist the silent treatment. You're saying to yourself, I'm giving myself this life that I deserve to have. I'm starting to create that version of my life that I know I'm supposed to be living. The silent treatment is saying I'm not going to communicate with that person so that they do A, B, and C, or X, Y, and Z, and that they eventually change their behavior, or that they come back to me, or whatever it is. So these things are very different, and I hope this video has kind of helped to explain that and clarify that. If you guys haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel below and turn on the little bell so that you're notified whenever I upload a new video to this channel.